So you're trying to tell me that a terrorist organization came into Israel, slaughtered over 1,000 people, raped them, burned them alive. I mean, did all these heinous acts. I don't even want to get into it. You saw the videos, you saw everything. I don't have to say it. Then they also took 200 innocent people, literally innocent people, babies, grandmas, children, families, hostage. And what? Like what? You expected them to just like be like, oh, okay, yeah, we're not going to do anything in return. Like, I just want to know seriously. Like, I don't know what country you're in, but in your country, like, what would happen if like something like a massacre like that went down? Forget the fact that there's like been political tension there, right? There's ways to do things. And so my question is, if this happened to your country, how would your country retaliate? Please feel free to respond below.
So I think a lot of people who are on the other side would say like, well, not by killing 30,000, I don't know, people, right? But again, show us how. Because here's the thing, people who say that this response was not a proper response, they don't tell you. They don't tell you what the proper response would be. Other than the few people who say that, oh, special ops could like somehow do a Rambo and go into Gaza and just selectively kill Hamas members as if that's possible. That's so insanely stupid, whoever says that. But honestly, obviously there had to be a response. Obviously, October 7th required a response. But most of the people who tell you that, oh, what Israel is doing is wrong right now in Gaza, they don't tell you what Israel should have done. And when they don't give you an alternative, that means that the only thing that they accept from Jewish people is to just take it, to just lay down and die. They just want that. Unfortunately, that's all they want. Because they don't, like, you have been attacked. Your civilians have been killed. Obviously, there needs to be a retaliation, not for revenge, guys. This is not about revenge. I know a lot of people want revenge, but this should not be about revenge. This is about like preventing this happening again. This is about preventing. We don't, a government's job is not to satisfy your desire to see other people suffering because you have suffered. I understand that that's a natural thing that people want, but that should not be the government's job. The government's job is to protect you. And to protect you, there needs to be a response to an attack to advertise your deterrent capabilities. And given the situation in Gaza, given the population density, given the usage of human shields, any form of response in Gaza will have this many civilian casualties. We'll have a high number of civilian casualties. So if you are asking for not having civilian casualties, what you're asking is for no response. And no response is not an option. No response is not an option because that will end up in more civilian casualties in the long run. You have to explain this to people. Do you think Gaza is going to be annexed? Guys, I have no freaking idea. I just know whatever happens, it's going to be wild. Okay? Because every single scenario is unlikely, but one of them has to happen. So whatever happens is going to be wild. Even if the status quo just continues, that's also wild because that's one of the most unpredictable things that could happen. But I have no idea what will happen. What I want to happen is for Saudi freaking Arabia to come over and take over the management of Gaza, right? I know that sounds like impossible, but that's what I want. Okay, that's what I want. And I also want Netanyahu's government to be replaced. I want the settlements in the West Bank to stop. I want land swaps. I want Israel to have some territory around the West Bank, because I understand the security. If you give the West Bank to Palestine, the security is a security mess. I understand that. But I want like maybe Israel's border to go all around the West Bank. But the West Bank, anyways, that's another topic. Maybe we could talk about that. That's what I want. These are not things that are reasonable and will to happen. These are just my dreams for it to happen. But anyways, let's go to the next video. What is this one? Oh yeah, this is interesting because a lot of people think that Israel is a land where Europeans just came and took over and colonized it and occupied it. But let's go look at the white occupiers, white European occupiers of Israel. Let's go meet them, okay? Let's go meet them.
Okay, I am a.
I am a.
I am a.
You want me to say what? I'm a white colonizer.
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 I am 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 a white.
A white.
A white.
A white.
A white.
A white.
White.
A white.
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 A white.
I'm a white colonizer.
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 Colonialist. Colonialist? No.
I'm a white colonizer.
I am a white colonizer.
We are a white colonizers.
Oh, yeah, these were all Israelis, and it says Israel has 9.2 million citizens. More than 2/3 are people of color. And then it goes on. They come from countries such as Yemen, Iran, Iraq, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, Egypt, Ethiopia, India, Colombia, Turkey, Morocco. I am a white colonizer. I am not a white colonizer. Also, by the way, it's okay to be white. like not. It's not as if you're white, it's a bad thing. Okay, but yeah, that was a beautiful video. I just wanted to show it to you guys. A lot of people don't understand anything about Israel, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. Oh yeah, Noah is one of them too. There you go. It's a good video. I wanted to share that with you. Let's watch this. Okay, so who is this? Hold on, let me see. This is New York City Mayor Eric Adams. And he's being accused of supporting genocide. And let's look at his response. So they're saying like they're asking him to ask for ceasefire or something.
Adams, you're complicit in the genocide of Palestinians. I just want to know how many Palestinian children, how many killed Palestinian children will it take for you to call for a ceasefire, Eric Adams? That's all I want to know.
Bring the hostages home.
Wow.
You know, that sounds pretty badass, but I don't know if that's the argument we should be making. I don't know. I think we should like make sure we explain to people, because guys, I have to tell you, this is very difficult. Israel, when it comes to the media narrative, right now, Israel doesn't have the upper hand. It's very easy for people to just judge the situation based on what they're seeing on TV and not doing the overall calculation of what causes more civilian casualties. So when you come and says like, hey, we're asking you for, like, you're watching on the screen, you're watching on your the people dying in Gaza, and you're saying that Israel military is doing that, it's easy to paint this as Israel is committing genocide or Israel is committing killing civilians, and anybody who's supporting Israel to be supportive of genocide, right? We have to do the hard job of explaining to people that this will happen again and again if Hamas is not removed from power. If Hamas is not removed, the ability for Hamas to regain control from Gaza, if we don't achieve that, more people will die. So as badass as this response might sound, I think what you should come to people and say, like, do you realize that more people will die? More people, like if I was him, if I was coming out and talking to people and they were asking me for a ceasefire, I would say, like, what if more people end up dying if we don't remove Hamas? What if this happens again and again and again if Hamas is allowed to regain control over Gaza? Given that we have come all this way, shouldn't we go all the way and make sure that Hamas is completely removed from control from Gaza before we quit this war, before we stop this war? That's the argument that you should be making. Again, I know it might feel better to go for a mic drop moment, but it's not as effective when it comes to saving Israel and the Palestinians. Because guys, you have no idea how bad Israel's in. I know a lot of Israelis act like their international image doesn't matter, and they're like, you know what? We don't care what the world thinks about us. We have to defend ourselves. But You have to defend yourself by maintaining a good international image, because Israel is not going to be able to defend itself alone. It's not. Israel needs allies, and its main allies, the demographic of its main allies, are now turning against Israel. So these narratives don't work, guys. This is why I think like we're doing a good job here at Atheist Republic, because I give a response, and I also make it simple. I make it like 2 + 2 is equal 4. I make it easy to understand. You want less? Okay, so you don't care about Israelis. You want less Palestinians to die? Okay. Do you understand that you have to want Hamas to be removed from power so that this doesn't happen again? It's easy. That's easy to understand. These are the narratives that you have to be repeating, not what he said. Again, I know that what he says sounds good, and that sounds like a badass mic drop moment, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Israel needs to change the media game. It's amazing how so many people think that the Jews control the media, but right now they're losing. They don't control the media. The enemies of Jews seem to be controlling the media. Enemy is losing big time right now, the media war. Opinions are changing rapidly, and it's dangerous. If at some point American and European politicians look at the demographic and they see that there's no appetite for supporting Israel, that is extremely dangerous for Israel and for Palestinians. That's why we need the narratives that we say on this channel. We need more of it. And again, our channel is not that big, but we need your help. You guys need to like help us grow.